In this lesson, we are going to create the project. So here we are inside of the Epic Games Launcher in the library, and I'm going to click on Launch on the Unreal Engine 5. Now, once the engine has launched, you can see you are going to see this Unreal Engine project browser before you enter the engine. And here you have a chance to select a recent project that you are working on. But if you haven't worked in Unreal Engine, this will be empty for you. You can see here, these are all my previous projects. And here in games, we can select the template, and you can also see you can make other things than games inside of Unreal Engine. For example, you can make film, movies, you can make architecture and automotive. I'm guessing it's something with cars. So for this course, we are going to work with games. So clicking on the Games tab. Inside of here, you can select what template you want to work with for your project. And for example, if you want to work on a first-person game, you can select a first-person template. So this will give you the starter things that you need for a first-person game. For example, it will give you that first-person view, the weapon, and so on. For example, if you want to make a puzzle game, you can select this template. If you want to make a third-person game, for example, a survival RPG or whatever, you can select this third-person template. So it gives you some sort of a starter things that you can work with, the camera view, the character, and so on. But I like to start with a blank project when I make my courses, because I think this is how you learn the best. And from a blank project, you can actually make all of these templates. So you don't have to select one of these templates. You can make any of these templates using the blank project once you know how you do these things. So I like starting with a blank project because we learn the most from doing everything ourselves, and we don't really want to start with something that's already made. So I'm going to click on the blank project. And down here to the right, you can select if it should be a Blueprint project or a C++ project. And this is the programming language. The Blueprint in Unreal Engine 5, or just in Unreal Engine in general, is a visual scripting programming language. And this is very useful because you can actually program the game as an artist. It's not programming language like you write code. It's actually visual, and I'll show you to it later. Either at the end of this course, maybe I will make a bonus section, but definitely I'll make it in another course where I explain all of the Blueprint. And this is especially useful for artists. If you don't come from a programming background, you can actually program the whole game yourself. You don't have to be a programmer. And this is actually what we also did with Farmtale. That is released on Steam right now. We programmed it with Blueprint, and we didn't write any single code. So you can do it as an artist. Okay, so the target platform is desktop. You can select mobile if you're making a mobile game. So selecting desktop, the quality preset is maximum, and this one, the star content, is probably ticked for you, but I'm going to untick it because I want to start with a fully blank project. Ray tracing is off, and here you can name your project, and for this one, I'm just going to call it Beginner's Course. And you will notice that you can't make any spaces when you make the name, and you can't make any special characters. So everything in one go, and select where you want to save it. This is the default location, and I'm going to click on Create. So this is what it looks like when you open the launcher for the first time. And before we do anything, let's actually click on Update here. It asks you if you want to update the project file, and I'm going to click on Update. And you saw up here that it asks for something. It was some plugins that you had to take a look on. And before I do anything in my project, I like to go up here in Edit and Plugins. And inside of here, go to the bottom and click on Virtual Reality down here. So plugins are things that you can add, enable, and disable in Unreal Engine, and you can get some nice things. For example, the Oculus VR if you are making a virtual reality game. But I like to disable the Oculus VR in virtual reality, and also the Steam VR. The problem with these, I released my game on Steam, the Farmtale game, and I had Oculus VR and Steam VR because I didn't know they were ticked in here. And when I released it on Steam, it kept opening in VR mode for people, even though Farmtale is not a VR game. And this was very annoying. They kept spamming the forums that the game kept opening in VR mode, and it actually helped when I unticked the Oculus VR and the Steam VR. So I usually untick these if I'm not making a VR game, and then clicking on Restart Now. Now that the engine has restarted, we can go ahead and click on close on this plugin window, and we're actually ready to go.